Good morning and welcome to the show, your show Perspectives. Yes, as we usually say, if it's been talked about, if it is happening or it has happened, or it's been talked about, yes, we bring it right on here on the show Perspectives and we talk about it. Yes, we share our views, share opinions, look at different angles, different perspectives to the situation as it were. Um, what has been happening within our environment? A lot of things, a whole lot. In as much as we try as much as possible to bring it on a lighter mode, make it look at things from the positive side. But the reality of our existence is that life is always about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Such is life. And that's what stands us out as humans because we can talk and we will talk about things. So, what has been happening lately? Let me start from, I'll go from Tokyo, I'll go to Japan, come back to Nigeria, Lagos, then move up north to say Nasarawa. So, it's between Asia and Nigeria, but everything more or less still revolves around Nigeria. Tokyo, yes, it's no news that 2020 Olympics is ongoing in Tokyo. But what's news? Nigerian athletes protested in Tokyo. We're having protest. So much in the news that is about protests, really. And we'll talk about them. Maybe we just say this is an Aluta edition of some sort, right? Now, 10 Nigerian athletes were disqualified by the Athletics Integrity Unit, the organizers of the Olympics. That's the Athletic Integrity Unit, currently organizing the Olympic Games. 10 out of 18, overall 18 were disqualified. 10 out of those 18 are Nigerian athletes disqualified. They've not even participated, they've not even done anything, right? But they were disqualified for not sending in or participating in pre-tournament, out of tournament drug test, as they call it. The way it works is this. It is expected that every athlete should have at least 3 tests done that's out of tournament tests. Now, this is not when the Olympics is going on. Out of tournament tests, 3 tests with 3 weeks interval, at least minimum of 3 weeks interval between each test. And it is expected that should have been done. Incidentally, the Nigerian-based athletes, there we still have Nigerians that are, participating in the Olympics. It's not to say that all Nigerian athletes have been banned. The foreign-based, they complied. But the Nigerian-based athletes were found wanting. And this has been put to administrative lapse. The Nigerian athletes didn't, yes, of course, they won't find it funny after going through a whole lot to qualify. And they didn't even get on tracks, they didn't even get on field to at least, let's say, oh, I have tried and I didn't succeed. And these people feel, yes, they are medal hopefuls, but that's how it turned out. They didn't even participate and they were disqualified. So they took to the streets of Tokyo. You can see pictures. They took to the streets of Tokyo to express their grievance. They actually protested. That's how things are. Unfortunately, really, reports coming in this morning indicates that a Nigerian medal hopeful in the athletics event has been suspended, provisional suspension for failing dope tests. And it is one of those out of tournament samples that was tested. Yes, Blessing Okagbare has been suspended. She has actually qualified for the semi-final, which is supposed to hold this evening, alongside Mokocha, another Nigerian athlete, qualified for the semi-final. So we were actually hopeful that, okay, these people could bring in medals for us. Athletics is usually, a strong hold for Nigeria. We have medal hopefuls coming from the athletics event, but Okagbare's side, it has been dashed as it is, and she is a strong hopeful. We can't, we wait for further reports before we comment further, but the fact remains that she has been suspended. Well, news like this is not always good to rush into conclusion or judgment, as it were. Remember the case of Chioma Ajunwa. She was banned actually before the Atlanta 96, I think Barcelona 92. She was banned, and she came back in Atlanta 96 to be the first Nigerian to win an individual gold medal. So it's not a case of all has been lost, really. But we wait to hear from Blessing Okagbare and the management to know exactly what happened. But the fact remains that she's been suspended. So now it more or less looks like we are justifying the suspension, so to say, because it's really an administrative lapse on the part of Nigeria, the AFN, as it were. All right, so be that as it may, we're still talking about protests. I said this will probably pass for an later edition of the show Perspectives. Yes, my second story, the elections. Yes, there were local government elections held in Lagos on the 24th of July. That's last Saturday. The elections came, and generally, from recently we've been having voter apathy, and we saw scenarios of voter apathy and all that. But in spite of all this, we still have complaints as usual with our elections. I wonder when we would have an election that everybody would say, oh, okay, cool, this is free and fair, without blemish, without violence, without malpractices or alleged malpractices. What am I talking about? Yes, elections they came on the 24th of July, local government elections, right? But particularly in Amuwo Odofin, things haven't really settled down, because we have people coming out to protest actually against the outcome of the elections, or the purported outcome of the elections, as it were, announced results. And people are having somewhat misgivings about this. They came out to demonstrate a peaceful protest, as it were, during the week, and they had their views and they had their opinions, well, which is part of the electoral process anyway. Let's hear what they have to say. When the video is ready, please roll the video on the screen. Let's hear what some of the residents have to say. Let's have audio from this protest that happened in Festac for the One Road.
An incident happened where someone from 3rd Avenue monitored his votes till he got to the council, and he found out that in 3rd Avenue, where it was just only 3 persons that came, 23 persons that came out, he found out that there it was recorded that it was 223 persons, and he was fighting for his rights. Eventually, some guys came and they took him out of the council. I tried to intervene, and at the end of the day, they did the same thing to me, and they moved me out of the council. It's just quite unfortunate.
Electoral process. I am a resident of Amuwo Odofin local government. I'm here to defend the rights of our people in Amuwo Odofin. In the last elections that came up in this local government, we saw different kind of violent activities carried out during the
Okay, welcome back. Yes, You saw the video clip right there. Protest in Amuwo Odofin as concerning the recently concluded local government elections. People aired their views, and it brings us to things that we have discussed actually on this program. Just before I continue, you can reach us on 09067575260. My director, please scroll the number on the screen for our viewers to reach us. Right, that's the number right there on the screen. You can reach us 09067575260. Yes. Now, if you listen to what some of these people have said, and it goes back to things that we have discussed actually on this program, the electronic transmission of results, which became a bit of a topsy-turvy back and forth, and eventually it hasn't even been passed yet. If we have an electronic system, I think it will eliminate some of these shortcomings. Yes, we've talked about that, but the fact remains that we are still a couple of miles away from getting things right. Yes, the number is 09067575260. We talked about the protests, the Nigerian athletes protesting all the way from Tokyo. We've also talked about the protests in Amuwo Odofin concerning the recently concluded local government elections. Please feel free to reach us and air your perspectives. Okay, so from Tokyo, I've gone to Amuwo Odofin. Now I'm on my way to Nasarawa. What happened, or what's happening in Nasarawa? It's still related to protest anyway. Now, a couple of weeks back, first week of this month, if you recall, the NLC called off their strike in Nasarawa State. They went on strike based on cases of unpaid salaries, remunerations from promotion not being reflected, and a couple of other demands. Okay, let me hear my first caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Chike calling from Festac.
Oh, from Festac, Chike.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear you.
Okay, so my point is basically on the local government elections that held on the 24th of July.
Okay.
I must tell you that because of what the people have always wanted,
Okay.
a lasting change.
Okay.
And one way that we can exercise our grievances is through a peaceful protest.
Okay.
Okay, and we have seen how the government reacts to people or citizens of a country anytime they are coming out to exercise their civil rights,
Okay.
which is a protest, a peaceful protest for that matter.
Okay.
Now, we also have voting. And you get to hear that, okay, why don't we have our PVCs
Okay.
and get to the polls and make our voices heard and make our votes count.
Okay.
But on the 24th of July 2021, it was not the case. And I must tell you that in our world of things, because of the nature of things, people came out in number, even though most polling units did not record, a reasonable number of people that came out to vote. At least the results has it that a particular candidate won, which is the PDP candidates. So that is why people came out on the streets of Festac on the 28th of July to air their displeasure over the results as well as
Okay.
the violence that marred the election on that day.
Okay.
I mean, it's high time that we make things right. This is a government that, before 2015,
Okay.
brought about a manifesto that okay, we need to change
Okay.
the narrative in the current dispensation of the country as at the time.
Okay.
Now, are we seeing the change
Okay.
that
Chike.
So I mean that is the only way that we could exercise and we are disenfranchised from exercising our civil rights. I mean towards the end we are trying to protest and the police interjected the protest.
Okay. You're part of the protest or what?
Yes, I was part of the protest.
Oh,
I
interesting.
Because I had to air my view.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for calling, Chike. There's somebody from Festac. Let's have more views. There are always multiple sides to every story. That's one perspective. That's one view. He has said it as he saw it. All right. So as I was saying, I was talking about Nasarawa State, right? Now, in Nasarawa State, the strike was called a 3-week strike, actually. The strike was called off based on the government's promise to now pay pending salaries. Now, just within the week, now the agreement was that the minimum wage will be paid to level 1 to 6, right? That's the lower cadre. Then the upper cadre, it will be graduated, it will be calibrated. Let me put that word. They will find an agreement for the staff on the upper levels. Now, what happened just recently this week? That agreement strike has been called off, so people are expecting payment and all that. 100 million naira has been reportedly stolen by gunmen suspected to be robbers. Now, the officials of the Ministry of Finance and Budget and Planning went to bank to cash the money, took it to the premises of the ministry for dislodgement to pay the casual staff, that is the staff at the lower cadre. And then government invaded, shot into the head, panic, and they carted away the money. That sounds really sad and bizarre. That's the story as it is happening, or it has happened in Nasarawa State. Do I have a call here? Oh, okay. I missed that. Sorry. Yes, you can keep trying. That is what we have. Okay, let me hear from our viewers. Good morning. Oh, lost that. Okay, try again. We'll get you. So now that's the story. it's just so unfortunate, really, and that's some people's livelihood. I wonder why at this point in time we still do things like this. 100 million naira. That's a whole lot of money to be paying in cash. Well, okay. Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is Paul, calling from Ikorodu.
Paul from Ikorodu. Let's hear you.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Okay, and I'm listening to your program, so I want to look on what I'm hearing.
Okay, go ahead. Go right ahead. That's why we are here, to listen to you.
All right, it's suspended government and 200 million naira. All the government know that, but they don't want to say anything about it.
Well, investigations are still ongoing, according to the minister. Yes, investigation is still being investigated. That's the current status now. Well, we wait for the outcome of the investigation. We hope they are able to recover the money. Good morning. Hello. Okay. Keep trying. Keep trying. We'll not be able to take one or two more calls if they come in. So that's where we are. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from? Oh, we experience this a lot of times. The calls will jam, but keep trying. We'll just take maybe 1 or 2 more calls. So that is how far so far. Like I said, this edition is a protest. It is an Aluta edition. Everywhere protest, people complaining, and we have to bring it to fore, and we have to discuss some of these things, right? Okay, so we've just a reminder. We talked about the Nigerian athletes protesting in Tokyo, the residents of Amuwodofe protesting election results, and the Nasarawa coming out of a strike only to hear that the money they were supposed to be paid has been stolen. It's so sad. Well, we'll update you as we get official information, especially from the government. Talking about the Tokyo, the Minister of Sports actually intervened because there were other issues concerning Samsung phones, that they weren't given the Samsung phones that the West of all the other athletes got, some allowances, but the minister has intervened and there is calm at the moment, right? For the Amuwodofe, we wait to hear official information from LASIEC, that is the organizers of the election. I'm sure definitely there will be response, and we will bring you both sides of the story, right? And then for the Nasarawa state government, we wait to hear the outcome of the investigation. Definitely investigations would go on, would happen, but let's wait for the outcome of the investigations. Yes, we'll be rounding off shortly. This Aluta edition, everywhere it's happening. Even some way, somehow, we still have American lawmakers allegedly protesting too in their own way, saying that they will block arms deal coming to Nigeria. Nigeria wants to purchase arms worth 875 million. That was reports we got in the news. But the Minister of Information has come to say that we are not aware of any $875 million deal with America. The only deal we have with America is purchase of 12 helicopters, fighter helicopters, which 6 have been delivered. Time will tell. So, on that note, it's been fun. It's been interesting. Yes, we got a couple of calls, and we want to encourage you Nigerians to be positive and be hopeful, right? Things will definitely get better, but we have to all play our part. On that note, I want to call it a wrap for today. It's been time well spent. It's been 30 minutes well spent, and my name remains Habib Abdul. I'll see you same time, same station next week.